I figured because we're building cars, right? Why not make a monster truck, right? They're pretty cool, right? Or a motorcycle, because I've made motorcycles before. So, in this video, while we're on this topic, let's build a monster truck. So, the first step will be to add a block, right? And you guys know how to add a block. Oop, I added a cube. So you go to your plus, I added a cube, go to your plus tool in your little tool thing on your F through X tool, and go to the parts tool and add a normal block, not a cube like what I did. We aren't going to make our monster truck out of cubes. Or not out of cubes, out of truss piece thingamajigs. Okay, we want to take our block we added, and we want to go ahead and just draw out the basic shape of our monster truck body. I'm going to paint my lines black here. And I'll be using these tools, and I'll just explain the tools ahead of time, just to make it easier. So, you have the plus tool here, you have the Z, or the cross tool, the rotate tool here, the C tool, the V tool, which is the paint tool, and the X tool, which is the expand tool. And I'll show you how to use all those tools ahead of time. So, here's a block, and how I place that is with this plus tool. You go ahead and try it. So you click it, you click the ground, it adds a block. The next tool is the Z tool, which is this move tool, and the X tool, which is this resize tool, which just lets you move stuff like that. The C tool, which lets you rotate like this, and the paint tool, which lets you color, right? So that's our little explanation of what I'm about to start doing. And there's a few other tools I'll use, which I'll explain why we're going. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're sort of going to draw a two-dimensional or flat image of the car body, because it just is way easier. And yeah, so now I got my first line going. Next line is going to be down here, right? And we're getting closer to our monster truck, but the bottom line needs to be bigger. So we're going to go over to the left side of our screen, click on both, and just sort of stretch it out like this. Sort of looks like a monster truck. You're like, I don't see anything there, man. No, yeah, trust me, it's going to be a monster truck here. So now we sort of can imagine ourselves in our two-dimensional thingamajig. And how we can do this here is we're going to copy this line by holding Shift-C, and then you go to your rotate tool and rotate it like this. And your rotate tool is right here, see? And when you go back here, and I'm going to show you one more time how to copy. You click right here on the block you want to copy, and it will show up yellow, and you click Shift-C, and just move your copy out like this. I'm going to paint this line I copied and moved purple or red. I'm preferring red. Oh, no, I changed my mind. I'm sorry that I changed my mind. Purple is just a nicer color to look at in this case. This is going to be my center line. And the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this big long line one time and just slowly resize it. I'm going to change my resize from both to normal. Remember, on the left side you can change your settings, and move that all the way down over here. Scale it up like this, and you'll sort of start to see how it's almost like we're carving out or painting into existence what we want our vehicle to look like. I'm going to make mine very boxy because I'm lazy. And remember, all we're doing is we're copying and resizing and moving. This is the move tool here that I'm using. I'm just sort of defining where I want things to be, and I'm going to use the both tool again here in the resize. See how I set it to both, and I'm on the resize again. Remember, blue is resize, yellow is move, this three-dimensional sphere thing is rotate, and paint is this red color bar. And now you can see we're starting to get a car shape going here. I don't really like the proportions on this, which basically means the size of it, how big it is. So I'm going to sort of resize it a little bit. My monster truck I don't think is going to really look how I imagine it, but that's alright for now. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now you can see we sort of have the back all drawn up. Sort of looks like how you imagine a toy submarine, I feel like. Or a basic car. So now I've just got to copy all these lines and move them over to the other side. And we should have a perfect shape here. Now you can see what we're going to do next is we're going to reshape it. And how we're going to reshape it is we're going to reshape it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this purple line, copy it, use the rotate tool like this, bring this down like this, and I'm going to paint this blue. And I'm going to extend this out this way. And that's the direction we're going to take these black lines. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click Shift, click out in the middle of nowhere with our mouse, pull in, select everything, hold Shift, deselect the purple line, deselect the blue line, and pull our black lines out. And you'll see how it creates a three-dimensional vehicle from our two-dimensional drawing. So now the next step will be to do the sides of our vehicle and then make our big wheels for our monster truck. And you can see how this saves you time in comparison to taking a long time trying to figure out what you want to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a second center point because it's just easy for me when I'm thinking. And I'm going to paint this one a green and just stretch it out. You guys know how to paint. Paint is this little bucket. Resize is these little bubbles. Move is this little arrow. And rotate is that little circle thing with a cube in the center. So now we have our monster truck here. Now I'm going to change a little bit of things about it. First things first is I'm going to make this stuff yellow for glass. Right, so now we have glass, and blue will be body, meaning like car body. So this is our car body. And now you can sort of see where we're going with this. Next, I'm going to put a little bit of a ghost layer in here. And that's going to be this mean pink. I call it mean because it really draws your eye. So now, this is what you're looking at. And I'm going to set the collisions off on this pink. And how you do that is you go over to this K that has these two things that look like paper by it and set collisions off. So now our dude will be in here like this, but he'll be in a seat, so he'll be up higher. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the base of the vehicle, this bottom piece. So just click on it, hit Shift-C, set it beside it like this. Click your resize, flatten it out, cover up one side, copy that, cover up the other side. And then we can just do the same thing with our top rectangle. Just copy, set, copy, set. The next step is to make our glass look like glass, and then add a layer for our big wheels, and then to configure our vehicle seat to do what we want it to do. Now, if you're building on your own private build world, you won't be able to configure your vehicle seat. Now, let's go ahead and make our glass into glass now. So you hold Shift and then you click on everything, which will select it all. You go over to the N tool, which is the gear tool, and go to transparency and set it to 0.7. And now it looks like glass. Next, we're going to click on one side of the vehicle where we want to get in, paint it like an annoying blue, and select both the glass there and that annoying blue side and set its collisions to be off. So now we can get up inside of it like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a vehicle seat with the plus sign. So go to your plus sign tool, go to part type, add vehicle seat. And we want to get this into the car exactly where we want it to be. Give me a second, I'm having technical difficulties with the vehicle seat. Here, come here. Give me 1 second. For some reason, it doesn't want to let me sit in the vehicle seat. We might be, yeah, we were lagging. So the server I'm in was lagging. So now I should be able to put it here in the car, sit in it. Now you can see how my dude is up higher. I just have to rotate the vehicle seat. It's going to be hard. But now you can see how we face forward in our car. And I'm going to go ahead and lower it, so it's at a good point. Now you can see all we need to do is add our super big wheels, and we have ourselves a monster truck. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a normal block with the plus sign. Make it purple. I'm going to make it sharp pink. You can make yours purple if you want. Squish it really close into the car like that. The reason I do that is so you have a very even both resizing. So then set your resize tool to both. Scale it out about this far. Then go to your move tool, copy that pink thing, set it back. Now it's time for our wheels. I'm going to take a pause here for a second. Now go to your plus tool, go to part type, go to cylinder, add your cylinder. Let's color them a green. Then make sure both is still turned on your resize. Make it a little bit thin, but then make it really big because it's a monster truck. I don't know how Roblox will handle that. And then go to this cube, the cube tool, click on one side of the wheel, and go to type, hinge, spin around, click the other side, do type hinge, rotate, and now we just gotta attach our wheels. And these wheels are still small for a monster truck. Well, it will still be enjoyable even if the wheels are a little bit tiny. Now I'm going to do a wheel test because I really can't tell if the wheel got attached. Looks like the wheel got attached, so make sure your wheel gets attached. It's always hard in Roblox to get wheels attached. Now I'm going to copy these, and how I copy them both at the same time is I just click shift, click on one, click on the other, and they become like one thing. Then you just hold shift C and copy them like a block. And then we put them on this side too. Check for any little imperfections. Gonna do another wheel test. Looks perfect. Looks like we have our monster truck here. Now I'm going to copy it. So you click off in the distance, drag, select everything, move it over, and delete all these extra lines, these dimension lines. Make sure it's all ready. Select everything. Deselect the wheels. Weld everything to everything as always. Select everything again, unanchor it, get inside, sit in it, and it should go. Now I'm going to change it a little bit because I'm in Whimsical Building where I can configure my vehicle seat. And I'm going to just give it like mad abilities, which lets me like drive it around and just go crazy with it. Now you can see I can go super fast in my monster truck and it flipped. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed making a monster truck and I hope you understood. Have a good one.